So guys, welcome to the session. My name is Rohit Matthew Samuel, and I'm an electrical engineer and a mentor at the box. And so for today's session, I'll be taking your sessions for today's class. Okay, yeah. Okay, so for today's session, we are going to talk about OneWrap 2. Okay, this is it's continuation of the programming software learning that you guys did last session. Okay, so this is OneWrap 2, and we are going to talk about doodle art. Okay, so we are going to in this session we are actually going to learn about making a program in which you can actually draw. Okay, so that is basically what you're going to do. Okay, and it's basically in this session we are actually going to learn about the different applications of these apps, the features that's inside the apps, right? So you learned what is an app, right? It's basically a features on phone, and we're going to understand how this is applicable in the day-to-day environment. Okay, so guys, let's dive in. Before that, let me just share my screen so you guys can all see that. Okay, see my presentation. Hope you guys can all see this. Uh, can you guys all see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. So we are going to go into deeper understanding of app development. Okay, we're going to do a different programming. Okay, so in this session, we are actually going to learn about the applications of apps. Okay, and the users and the mobile application users, and we're going to learn some of the facts. Okay, so we are in this section, we are going to understand the different some fun facts about applications and how people use these applications. Okay, so how it is affecting the people, and what are the usage of these apps, and we're going to understand about from a consumer perspective and a developer's perspective. Okay, and we're going to understand what is the profit, how apps are profited, and we're going to learn about a term called app culture. We're going to understand what is app culture. Okay, and at the end of towards the end of the session, we are going to do an activity in which you're going to make an app in which you can actually make doodle arts. Okay, and you're actually going to understand what is doodle, and then you're going to do a doodle art. Okay, and we're going to do a look at the future scope of these app developments. Okay, so in the previous session, what did you guys learn? You guys learned about what is an application, the history, right? Then what all things goes into the development of an app, right? Then we learned about the business side of an app. Okay, you can actually earn money using app by building apps. Okay, and then we learned about what are the application platforms. You can actually showcase all these apps on some platforms. Okay, so you guys learned about the iOS and Android versions, right? Yes. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's dive in. Okay, so basically, why do we use apps? Okay, so what is the reason why we are using apps? Okay, we need to understand. See, we learned the way methods, the different things that goes into developing an app, right? We're going to in this session we are going to understand the social impact of these apps. Okay, why we are using these apps. So there are two sides to this. Okay, so there is the consumer side, and then there is developer side. Okay, so as a consumer, okay, as a person who is using these apps, why are we using apps? Because it's very convenient. Okay, nowadays everyone has a smartphone. Like, because see, in the early 2000s or in the 1980s and 2000s, right? What was the biggest thing? It was the laptops, the computers, the big PC computers. Okay, so if you want to access the internet, that is the only option. Okay, you have to go to internet cafes and you have to access the internet. Okay, but later on, what happened due to design changes and coming up with many innovations, people started to have laptops. Okay, everyone has their own personal computers, right? And that was the way. And that at that time, websites, these web pages were the trending things. Okay, and people, they use these websites a lot. But what happened is later on, right, with the innovation in mobile phones, okay, from just a basic phone that is used to call and receive call, it actually converted. Okay, now what happened? You can actually, you have touch screens, you have these, internet accessibility, and because of all this, it's a small computer itself. Our smartphone is a very small computer. Okay, actually, we can run an entire business just with a computer and with a smartphone, right? That is possible nowadays. Okay, and that is one of the reasons why application is becoming much more prevalent in a smaller and packaged format, and that is in the smartphones and tablets. Okay, and it's very user friendly. Every app is very user friendly. You don't have to learn 6 months course to actually learn how to use this application. See, if you think about these softwares like Adobe's and these Photoshop and all, see those kind of applications, right? It takes some time to learn how they are done. Okay, but is it like that now? We have these small application on these smartphones, right? It's very easily understandable. Any person can go online and download this and understand how to use them. And that is the essence why apps are more prevalent now. Okay, why? Because it's more accessible, it's more user friendly, and with the advancement in data technology, okay, you have 1 GB per day. Okay, that's the minimum thing that goes now, right? Every day you use 1 GB. Okay, back in when I started college and all, what happened was it was 1 GB per month. So we have to conserve the data. We had to conserve the data for the entire month. But what is it now? We are using more than 3 to 4 GB per day. Right. So the users of data is actually pushing forward the usage of app. Right. Okay, so that is one of the reasons, and it's much more efficient, and you can use this app, smartphones anywhere you go. You go outside, also you can use this app, and so you can't carry the laptop or big PCs around, right? That is also a reason why consumers are using more of smartphones and apps. Okay, hope you guys understood. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So moving forward, now I told you guys about the consumer aspects of it. Now we're going to talk about the business aspects. Okay. See, as a developer or as someone who is running a business, why do we use apps? It's because we can actually we can actually give a wide exposure. We can have a wide service base. Okay. See, before these apps came, what happened? We need to do a lot of advertisement. Advertisements were the best things, to make people know about your business. Okay, but nowadays we can actually do this on small applications. We can give advertisements on applications, and we can give, more people will be able to access them. Why? Because everyone are having a smartphone nowadays, and that is the reason. So, for a business point of view, if you are going to have a business, okay, if you are going to do a small business, if you develop a small app, you can give it to a lot of people. The number of people that you can actually reach out to will be very large. Okay, that is one of the advantage of having these smart apps. Okay, and it's also a very business strategy. The best example I can give you is about Facebook. Okay, so when Facebook started, it was a very small app. Now it's a multi-million-dollar company. Okay, and it has the capability to buy off any other companies. What was the example? WhatsApp, Instagram, even
Instagram.
these small companies. Yes, so these small companies, once Facebook saw that there was people were interested in this kind of apps. What happened? They were able to actually buy them and make it their own, right? So every each year these apps are actually generating millions and millions of dollars. Okay, so this is very as a businessman, okay, as one who runs a company, it's very advantageous. Okay, we can reach a lot of people. Okay, so that is why we can use a lot of apps, and nowadays we have apps for almost everything. For anything out there, there is a small app. Okay, even for education, even for going out, walking, lifestyle applications. There are lifestyle applications, right? That tracks you and monitors your stuff, the walking habits, your patterns. Even that is a thing. Okay, so apps have taken over our life in many aspects. Okay, hope you guys understood till here. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so we are going to understand what are the uses of app. Okay, it's very self-explanatory, right? Okay, so many, as I've told you, apps have taken over many aspects of our life. It actually, these apps are actually using small businesses, professional life, education, travel guide, news, email, social media, and entertainment. Okay, so small businesses, I told you, if you want to start a small business, okay, one of the basic things that you can do is once you have the idea for your your business, you could make a small app to make a reach out. Okay, you can reach out to people by using your app. You can showcase all your products on your app itself. You don't need a third party person. You can make it on your own. Right, that is the advantage. Okay, so professional life will be like, when you're doing this, when you are in this professional, when you do a professional work, right, there are apps that can help you, okay, do this workflow. Okay, so these meetings, when you do meetings, Google Meet and all, these help you in actually doing, a lot of business meetings and all. Okay, so there are many apps that related to, helps you in your professional life. Okay, then education. See, now only we're doing, this app itself, we can actually get it on your smartphones. Zoom, right? We're actually learning through online applications, right? And there are many more. Okay, there are many more apps that, that will help you learn stuff. Okay, so nowadays there are many apps that helps you in, learning stuff. They'll give you tips and tricks. They'll help you in short methods for cracking exams. Okay, so there are many educational apps that are available out there in the market. Okay, and then there are travel guides. Okay, when you go out to a different country. Okay, see, there are specifically app designed that gives you reviews, places to stay, hotels to visit, restaurants where to eat, and what are the foods that are there. Okay, so that is also a thing. Okay, so we can, that is also used for apps. Okay, then there are news apps. Okay, see, now back in the days, what happened? People, every old, our parents and grandparents, what they used to do, they used to be, news is actually on TV. That's the only where you get your news, right? But now what now is what now, nowadays what is happening? Now we have applications. Every channel is having their own applications. Okay, that is the difference, right? People in a channel itself saw the opportunity in making their own apps to, to promote their own business, right? And that is an advantage. Okay, that is why they use mobile apps. Then email. See, when in the beginning of making, internet and internet connectivity, what happened is that, the first thing that went was about email. Okay, sending mail electronically. Okay, and then they advanced it, they improvised it, they innovated on that idea, and that is what we see nowadays. Now we have email in the Gmail, Hotmail, all of these different stuff are there. Okay, and we have it in an app form. Okay, that is also available. And social media, I don't think I have to explain to you guys about social media. Everyone will be having one or two accounts about social media, right? So it's a very prevalent thing. Okay, see, what is the advantage of social media is that you get, can connect with people, not just in the same country itself. You can have friends over in other countries. Okay, that is something possible nowadays, which is not at all possible back, before 2010 or in the 2000s and all. See, that is the advantage of having social media apps, and it's not just about connectivity. Okay, nowadays what is happening? It's about, small TikTok videos or some entertainment videos. Then, you have memes. Okay, so there is a lot more than just connectivity. Okay, you can actually consume, content on the social media application. That is possible nowadays, and that is what, hooks on these people to these social media applications. Okay, so what is, as a business point of view, what is the idea? Our use of our app is to, promote our brand. Okay, to promote our brand and to make, to make it so, still embedded on your mind that you'll always remember this, right? That is the idea. You have to have that, method where people are always thinking of you the first. When some, for an example, okay, when I said about an example, I said Facebook. So Facebook was so prevalent that, first example that came into my mind was Facebook. Okay, so that is one of the idea behind making an app. Okay, then entertainment. See, nowadays, it's much more, ideal in this situation during the pandemic, right? You can't open theaters. Okay, so what happened? These movie industries, what they do, they actually started releasing movies on online platforms. Okay, OTT platforms, and that was a success because people were actually enjoying this. People could sit at home and enjoy the movie. Okay, so that they started pushing these online platforms, online way of releasing movies. Okay, so that is some use of applications. Okay, and connectivity. So connectivity is basically the same thing. Connecting with different people, to connect with different, you can actually connect with, vendors in different, different countries, and you can make products for your business. That is also possible. That is all done with apps. You can do a lot of things with apps. Okay, so you guys understood the basic idea behind why we use apps. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we're going to talk about the idea of app culture. What do you mean by app culture? Okay, so it's going similar with what I said, right? For everything in our life, we are using some sort of an app. Okay, and that embracing of that mobile technology. Okay, that widespread mobile technology, we embrace it and we call it as an app culture. Why? Because mobile phone was just simple device. It was actually designed to just call people. But what is happening now? We're using much more than just calling people, and we have actually included that that lifestyle into our own daily lives, right? And that is what we call an app culture. Okay, and what is nowadays we have apps for literally everything and not just electronic stuff. Okay, to control physical media. Okay, so have you guys ever heard about IoT, Internet of Things? Have you guys heard about that? No. So this is basically an application. Okay, it's an idea where you can control many physical sensors using our own smartphones. Okay, so there are smart TVs. Okay, then there are smart a fridge. Okay, where you can actually control the temperature and all with your smartphones. Okay, then there are smart security system. Okay, where you can actually monitor all the security camera using your smartphones. There are smart houses where you can control almost everything that is with sensors in a house. Okay, you can control your gates, you can control your curtains, you can control the lightings. Everything is possible. All these things are included into a small app. Okay, so that is what I'm saying. Okay, so when you say an app culture, means you're including you're including these apps in your daily life. You're including all this into your day-to-day procedures. Okay, so that is why we say what do you mean by an app culture? Okay, so hope you guys understood. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, guys, now these are just some few what do you say fun facts about apps and what is happening. Okay, we can actually relate to this. See, there are more than 6.4 billion smartphones. Okay, that are being produced, and every day more and more smartphones are being produced. Okay, either it can be in every company will be producing better smartphones. They are actually trying to come up with better smartphones every year. Okay, and China is like one of the first in that list. Okay, who produces the largest amount of smartphones? Okay, India is second, USA goes by and goes on. Okay, why? Because people are every people nowadays have the capability to buy smartphones nowadays. Okay, and when you say smartphones, right? The smartphone is it's basically phone that can be accessing internet. That is the basic idea behind the smartphone. Nowadays, all smartphones, all the phones can do that. And the thing is that a typical person can it takes their phone almost 80 times a day. Okay, so imagine how many times you guys do, right? It is more than that, right? So how many strokes? See, it's almost like 2700 strokes per day is generated. Okay, so imagine people who are more into these phones, who does a lot of gaming or does a lot of surfing on the internet. Imagine what is the the tally will go even higher, right? And see, there are many things that as I said, right, there are a lot of smartphone the apps in the on your Play Store. And gaming is something that is more prevalent in the youngsters, right? Why? Because people are more hooked on to small gaming apps. Okay, and these gaming companies actually earn a lot in these by using providing gaming services. Okay, and see, any one of you guys gamers here who plays a lot of mobile games? No, some really nobody plays games. Okay, so see, you can actually buy skins. Okay, there are games where you can actually buy these things of these inside the game itself. Okay, but that is actually bought with actual money. Okay, so the company can actually buy a lot, get a lot of money, but without without any physical transaction. Okay, and that is generating a lot of money. And gaming app, that industry is actually growing rapidly. Okay, so imagine if you are a developer, you can come up with an innovative and creative game. You can generate a lot of money. That is something that okay. And see, one app, one type of app that is not that high in the market value is about lifestyle apps. Okay, basically lifestyle app is what are they trying to do? They're trying to make you having a healthy lifestyle, right? But because of that reason, they have a very low retention rate. People don't actually use these apps a lot. Okay, that is a backfire on their app itself. Okay, so when you do a smartphone, when you try to build a smartphone, what are the things that you look for? You want the smartphone to be very user friendly. You want it to be something, something that idea should be something that everyone should be hooked on to. Okay, that is some of the marketing strategy that goes into building an app. Okay, it should be very easily followed. Okay, so guys, see these are some of the facts that goes into it, into social media application. See Facebook, there are more than 2 billion. Okay, it's not million, it's billion active users. Okay, and YouTube. Okay, so if you guys have any projects, if you guys have any work on school projects and all, first thing what you do, you go to your YouTube, you type how to do this. Okay, you will get content related to it. That is something you can do it easily. Okay, back after before 10 years and all, ask your parents and all, they won't be able to do. You have to go to libraries to search on books. Nowadays that is not needed. Anything that you want, you go to your YouTube and you can find it. And see guys, in your day-to-day internet activity, right, almost one-fourth of the internet usage, internet traffic is going to YouTube. Okay, see, people actually just surf on YouTube just for content. They consume a lot of content on YouTube. Then WhatsApp nowadays, right, in during the pandemic, people create groups, chats, because they can't physically meet, so they'll actually be in interaction with their loved ones, their friends, through WhatsApp and chats and all. Okay, so Facebook Messenger is also same like that. And then Instagram is actually more pleasing to youngsters. Okay, the young people, because the pictures, the videos, the activity, the challenges, all these things goes into Instagram. Okay, it is actually okay. All these, see, one thing I have to understand is all these things, right, all these apps, right, they are actually looking forward to different denomination of people. See, Instagram and all these are actually looking forward to young people. Okay, young people who wants to improve their profile. Okay, that is something they go for. Okay, Facebook is more over a older generation people also use these kind of Facebooks. Okay, so there's a difference. People are looking for particular age group. Okay, and that is something that is very important. While if you are going to create an app, you want to understand what is the denomination of people that you are going to attract, and that is very important while you create your app. Okay, and it goes with your idea of what your app might be. Okay, so you understood, right? What are the things that you go in, when you try to build an app, you need to be very friendly. You need to have a very user-friendly interface. It has to be very, idea should be good. Okay, people should be captivated by that idea. Okay, and then, it should be for a particular denomination. People should be, of that denomination should be, attracted to the idea of your application. So these are some of the few key points that you go when you're trying to be a developer in applications. Hope you guys understood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these are another thing. Say another people, right? Another person will actually spend more than 4 hours. Okay, guys, just think how many hours do you guys spend on Facebook, Instagram? Okay, just general Google itself. How many times do you spend? You spend more than that, right? So this is something. Yes. See, there's a good thing and there's a bad side to it. Okay, the good thing is that, see, because of all the social media application, people are coming together. Okay, the distance between people of different races, different colors, different denomination, it's actually growing closer, right? People can actually interact with person who is not even you haven't met in your life. Okay, so that is something that is very good about social media application. But at the same time, there's a bad side to it. You are actually hooked onto it. You are not being productive. Okay, so those are some of the bad side to it. But always try to be on the good side. Try to interact. Try to take the try to come up with the best side of any apps. Okay, so guys, now what you're trying to do is we're going to learn what is doodle art. Okay, so as I've told you guys, today we are going to do an app based on doodle art. Okay, so guys, what is doodle? What is, see, some people have already said that. And, for the rest of you guys, what do you mean by doodling? Doodle Nachanda. Anyone?
Like you just like simply draw, as in it doesn't have to be perfect, but then you just have to get the idea.
Yes. See, the idea is that you're simply drawing something which does not have to have any meaning. Okay, it could be just an abstract art. Okay, and it's, you see, initially these kind of drawings, right? These were like first started out as people just venting out frustration, or out of boredom. These people started drawing stuff. Okay, even in class and all, sometimes what happens, you start drawing on the sides of the book and all, right? See, these are basically doodling. Okay, now what happens is that the people have come up with, see, there's the idea about minimalism. Okay, and see, there's a trend in your even in your phone and all. People try to come up with minimalistic ideas. Okay, simple art designs, with simple illustrations. So these are some kind of themes that goes into every smartphones, right, to make them look neat, clean, appearance and all. So they take these kind of doodle art ideas. Okay, and they implement it in their in these apps, icons and all. They use these kind of simple these doodle arts. Okay, so it's just a form of scribbling. And okay, so we're going to do something like, we're going to make an app where you can actually doodle stuff. Okay, you can actually doodle and you can actually give some different colors. Okay, so that is something we are going forward in our activity. Okay, so the use, right, say, as I've told you, okay, there are people nowadays, there is a lot of attraction that is going in minimalistic ideas, simplistic designs. Okay, so there is an application, there is an application for these doodle arts in logo designing, the animation, okay, textile design for the textile t-shirt designs, right? They wanted to be minimum simple design that have some cute designs. Okay, so that in that also they use these simple doodle arts. Okay, and as I said, right, some people, when they get frustrated, they just simply draw to make them relax themselves. Okay, it's not just frustration. People, when you are happy also, they wanted to express their feelings through just simply drawing something. Does not have to make a lot of sense. Okay, so that is basically the uses of doodle arts. Okay, so there's a thing. Okay, have you guys noticed one thing? Okay, if you go to Google, okay, just search google.com. Every day there'll be some different image of the
Yes,
Google's.
sir.
Yes, have you guys noticed
Yes.
that? Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is basically right. It is, Google is coming, for Google, they're doing this thing that where they commemorate different events, maybe someone's birthday, some notable person's birthday. Okay, so these kind of stuff, right? What they do is they will make some art. Okay, some doodle art that is related to that event. Okay, and they'll post it on their put that logo on their website. Okay, so that is what they're doing. So each year what they're doing is they'll conduct an competition. Okay, which is called Doodle for Google. Okay, go online, just search Google for Doodle for Google. Okay, it's a yearly competition, and you can submit your doodle arts. Okay, and if they like it, they can. If you win the competition, you can get up to $30,000 scholarship. Okay, so that is something actually there. Every year, it's actually happening. Okay, so you can actually submit your ideas, and maybe might not know if that these ideas can be submitted, and they might use it as for their logos. Okay, so that is something that is out there. Okay, go search it online, learn more about it. Okay, so now we're going to do our activity. Okay, hope you guys are all excited for our activity. We're going to make an app. Okay, in this app, we are actually going to make an app in which you can actually draw doodles. Okay, some random pictures that can be done. Okay, so here we are actually using MIT App Inventor. That is the site that we are using. Okay, hope you guys are all familiar with MIT App Inventor, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, so let me just go to let me just take the app. Okay, yeah. So what you're going to do? Okay, guys, all go to your Chrome page. Okay, your web browser. Go to MIT App Inventor. Okay, search MIT App Inventor and click on it. Okay, and you can go click on Create Apps. Okay, you guys know the basics, right? You guys know how to get into the basic app, right? You have done
Yes,
this, right?
sir. Yes.
So what you're going to do, you're going to reach this page. Okay, in this page. So basically, this is what you're trying to do. Okay, it's not the what do you say, visually appealing, but then what you're trying to do is we are going to improve on this. Okay, so this is the basic idea behind our app. Okay, so what you're trying to do, see, we have a color palette. Okay, we have a color palette in the bottom, and we have a few buttons on in the middle, and we have a space for our doodle. Okay, so we have this drawing space. Okay, so in this space we can actually draw something. Okay, and if you want to add different colors, okay, what can you do? You can actually select which color do you want, and you click on it, and you can use that color to actually draw the doodles with different colors. And if you don't like it, what you can do, you can click on clear, and you can clear the whole image. Okay, and then if you like what you draw, you can actually save them. Okay, and after save, if you clear that image, if you want to reload what you drew, okay, what you saved, okay, you can actually load that drawing. Okay, so that is something you can do. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in our doodle art. Okay, so hope you guys are all excited. Okay, so first thing you're going to do, sorry, you're going to go to projects and start a new project. Okay, so basic thing. Okay, here we're going to, I'm just going to give it doodle app. See guys, when you give a space, what the MIT app inventor is actually going to give a underscore. Okay, so basically it's not going to allow you to have a space in between. Okay, so if you want, you can just give, but that is something that. Okay, so you created a new project. Okay, this is a fresh screen. Okay, all of you guys have reached till here. All of you have
Yes,
reached.
sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you guys know what are the basic thing that goes here, right? You guys know the different panels, right? You have your palette, you have your viewer, you have your components and your properties. Okay, so viewer is where you see how it looks on your smartphones. Okay, and then we have your palettes. Okay, so there are different elements in this palette. Okay, so according to what kind of app that you are creating, you can actually you pick out what is that you want and you can place it on your app screen. Okay, then we have our components. Component it shows what all things are there in your app. Okay, so basically that is what you're doing. And then properties. Properties is you can actually tweak and change these the sizes of each of these elements. Okay, that can be done in your properties panel. You can give background images. That is all possible with your properties panel. Okay, so first thing that you're going to do, you're going to need going to make a screen for your doodling area. Okay, so for that you're going to go to layout. Okay, so in your palette options, okay, you have layout. Okay, and you're going to click on the layout and you can see horizontal arrangement, horizontal scroll arrangement, table arrangement. Okay, you're going to take your horizontal arrangement. So what you're basically going to do, you're going to click and you're going to drag and drop it. Okay, so that is one of the advantages of MIT App Inventor. It's just basically drag and dropping. Okay, so even for coding part also, you just simply drag and drop all your codes. Okay, so that is one of the advantages of using MIT App Inventor. Okay, so guys, you can just drag and drop the horizontal arrangement. So you can see a small box. Okay, so we want a larger screen, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to click on this and you're going to adjust. Okay, in the properties panel, okay, onto the right side, you can see, right? You can see the height and width. Okay, so in the width, you're going to give fill parent. See, when you give fill parent, what happens? It fills the entire screen of your smartphone. Okay, that is what we mean by fill parent. Okay, and for the height, okay, I'm just going to give it a 60% height. Okay, so for the height part, I'm just going to give a 60%. Okay, so guys, you can see, right? It's filling 60% of the screen. Okay, guys, if you guys have any doubt, if you guys are not understanding any part, please tell me. Okay, I can repeat it for you guys. Okay, yeah, you guys got followed here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
now that you have your area, okay, you have your area for doodling. Now I'm just going to rename this. How can you rename this? In the component section, see, you have this horizontal arrangement here, right? It's basically saying that the element inside the screen, or it's pointing to what is inside your screen. Okay, so here there's a button called rename. Okay, so here you can rename this. Okay, so I'm going to rename it as uh, drawing area. Okay, drawing area.
So how
Okay.
can we rename it?
So in the component section, right, you have this horizontal arrangement is written there, right? Once you have drag and drop
Yes,
it, there
sir.
will be a yeah. Look down at it. You can see rename and delete. You can
Yes,
go to
sir.
click on rename and then you can rename. Okay, you can rename whatever you want.
Yes.
So basically it's a drawing section, right? So you're going to rename it as something drawing area, drawing panel. Okay, you can give some names. See, what is the reason why you're using component section? We need to arrange it. See, you are the developer. Okay, so it should be easy for you to understand what to navigate through your apps. Okay, and that is why we need to rename these things. So you will understand even after a few days, if you go back to this app, you need to understand what is what. Okay, that is the reason why we rename this such things. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take this horizontal arrangement, you're going to click on horizontal arrangement again, and you're going to drop it downwards. Okay, so you have your second horizontal arrangement. Okay, now for this arrangement, what you're going to do is you're going to change the height property in the size properties. Okay, so for width, you're going to give it fill parent because I want to fill out the entire screen. Okay, now for the height, I'm going to give it percentage wise. I'm going to give it maybe let's say 8. 8 is enough. I don't want it to fill the entire screen. I just want a small screen. Okay, small panel. Why? In this horizontal arrangement, I'm going to give my buttons. Okay, for my loading, saving, coloring, all that buttons that you have seen, right? I want to place it in my in this horizontal panel. Okay, so that is why I'm doing. So here I'm going to rename it. Okay, click on the horizontal arrangement, and you can rename it as uh, button buttons. Okay, that is fine. So you can understand that panel is about buttons. Okay, so you understood why we are doing the renames, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So any doubts with arrangement, anything, anyways, any of you guys have any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now what you're going to do is see you can't draw on this. See what you're trying to, what is your end achievement? You want to draw on the drawing area, right? But see, the arrangement panel is just just saying your app in which way your elements should be arranged. Is it arranged in the horizontal way? Is it arranged in the vertical way, or is it arranged in a tabular format? Okay, that is the only reason for layouts. Okay, so you can't actually draw on this. For that, we need something else. Okay, so the scroll down, you can see draw and animation. Okay, so click on that and you can see canvas. Okay, so that is the element that you're going to drag and drop it on your drawing area. Okay, so on your canvas you can actually draw. Okay, so there are functions created to draw on this canvas element. Okay, so that is where you need to do drawing. Okay, so for that you're going to go to drawing and animation. You're going to drag and drop canvas. See, and the canvas is very small. What you're going to do, you're going to increase your height and width. Okay, so what you can do is, see, it is inside the drawing layout, right? So you can just give fill parent. Okay, so if you give fill parent for height and width, it will fill out the entire screen of the drawing area, only the drawing area, because it is inside. Okay, hope you guys understood. Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now we're going to see, as I've told you, right, we need some buttons. So what for that, what you're going to do, you're going to give some buttons on the button panel. Okay, so I'm just going to give few buttons. I'm just going to give 4 buttons here. Okay, just drag and drop 4 buttons. See, you won't be able to see the 4th button down. Okay, because the button has a a standard height and a width there. Okay, now you can't see, right? You can only see 3, but there is 4 buttons here. How do you know that? See, go to your component section. See, you can see, right, in the button layout, you can see 1, 2. Okay, it's jumbled up. It's totally fine. But we have 4 buttons here, even though we can't see it on the panel. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why we use the component section, because we can see what are the elements that are present in your smartphone. Okay, your screen. Okay, so that is an advantage. Now what you're going to do, you're going to rename them. Okay, so renaming them, okay, I'll click on the first button. I'm going to rename it as color. Okay, because this button allows to change the color of your doodles. Okay, you can have doodlings with different color. Okay, then the second button, I'm going to give it clear. Okay, why I'm doing this? So for why do you need clear? We need to have a button to clear out the doodle. Okay, if you don't like it, you need to clear it out. That's why we use clear. And the third one, you're going to give you can give load. Okay, fine, just giving it load. And the fourth one, okay, you're going to rename it and give it a save. Okay, so you have done that. See guys, one thing you have to understand is that even though I did this, there is no change in the name here. So for that, what do you need to do? you need to go down on the properties panel. Down at the bottom, you can actually see the text here. Okay, so here in the text, you can actually change to actually make that text visible on the screen. Okay, so photos the first one. The first one was color. Okay, see what happens here. Now we have color. Okay, and the next thing is we are going to click the second one. What was the second one? The second one was clear. Okay, now we have clear here. Okay, see, this is the fourth button. Okay, fourth button was load. Okay, so you have to be careful while you do that. Okay, so you renamed it here, you have to rename it here and the layout also carefully. Okay, so this was load was the fourth button. So when you click on fourth, you're going to give it load. Okay, and then save. And the last one was save. You're just going to rename it as save. Okay. Now, see, it's not actually arranged neatly, right? Now, what can we do about that? Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the properties panel, click on color, go to your properties panel. You can actually fill parent the height and width. Okay, for every button. Okay, I'll tell you the reason. Just go do all the width and height of all the buttons to fill parent. Okay, okay, 1 minute. Okay, and the last one. Okay, so guys, have you reached till here?
1 minute, sir.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. So what is happening here? Now what happened? You're having all the buttons aligned perfectly. Okay, you're having the same width for all the buttons. That is the reason why we use fill parent for all the buttons. Okay, otherwise, no, it will be different sizes. It will be of different sizes. Each button will have their own sizes. That is not visually appealing. See, as I told you, when you do an app, you need to be user friendly and it should be visually appealing for the user, right? So that is one of the reason why we do that. See, even you can actually change if you want. You can actually change the shape. Okay, we can actually give it a rectangle. Okay, we can actually give it a rounder shape. Okay, so that is something we can do. Okay, so I can give it a rounder shape. Maybe I could give it a oval shape. So see, there's a difference, but it doesn't look good, if it varies with all the shape. I'm just giving all of them rounded edges. Okay, look more pleasing. Okay, it looks more nice. Okay, that is what we do. So you guys got till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now the last part of it is that you're going to give we're going to give canvas. Okay, we are going to drag and drop the canvas on the the color panel. Okay, I'll tell you. See, the reason for this I'll tell you later on while we're doing the coding. Okay, so what you do, you're going to go to drawing and animation. You're going to click on canvas and you're going to drop it on the bottom. Okay, I'll tell you the reason. When while we do your programming part. Okay, so here we have the canvas. I can just once you have dropped it, what you can do, it's a very small canvas. So what you're going to do is you're going to change the width, height and width to fill parent. So it'll fill out the rest of the screen under the button panel. Okay, and I can give this rename the canvas to maybe, what do you say, color palette. Okay, and I can give something color picker, color palette, anything that you want, you can give it that. Okay, so that is basically done. So basically, you have done till here, right? Guys, reached till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So once you have done that, what you're going to do, you're going to go to a different tab. You're going to search for color picker. Okay. Go to search for a color picker and go to images. Okay, see, we can see a lot of different colors, colorful pictures here, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to basically select an image, okay, which has a lot of colors in them. Okay, see, I can choose this one, right? It has the all the colors in them, the darker shades, all of them are inside this. Okay, so I can choose this. You can choose anyone. Okay, depends upon what it's a creative choice. Okay, it depends upon the person. If you want, you can make it more colorful, less colorful. It's all depending upon what kind of app you want. Okay, so you can, what you do, once you if you want to download this, right click and then save image. Okay, once you save image, you get it in your downloads. Okay, make sure where you download this. Okay, you get it in your downloads. And once you've done that, once you have saved, if you have downloaded the image, you want that image on this canvas. Okay, so that is what you're going to do next. Okay, you guys already still here?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, yeah. So now what you're going to do, you're going to go to the component section, come way down. You can see the media section here, right? Have you guys done the background? Have you guys done background? Have you guys given
Yes,
background
sir.
in the last session? Yeah. So you guys know what you're going to do, right? You're going to
Yes.
upload the file. Okay. So you're going to choose the file. Okay. And you're going to minus. If you go to the downloads. Okay. So you can download.
Sir,
Okay. Yeah.
sir, can you do it once more?
Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to the media. Okay. And you're going to click on upload. Okay. Once you click upload, you're going to choose the file. See, here we just right click and you saved an image, right? Okay, so you click on save image and you just save it. Okay, here
Yes,
I
sir.
saved it. Yeah. So see, I saved it in the desktop. Okay, so it depends upon where you're saved. Okay, it can be in your downloads. Okay, most probably every time it will be in your downloads. So once you have downloaded it, you're going to click on choose file. Okay, so once you click on choose file, you're going to
Sir, in
go to
media, I didn't see upload.
wait. See here, down here in the media, you can see upload file here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you got it. You understood how to
Yes,
remove
sir.
from that? Yeah. Okay. So you have uploaded that file. See, now it's uploaded onto the MIT app inventor. So now you can see, right? It's here. Downloaded JPG. Okay, so that is here. Okay. Now, but the picture is not on the canvas, right? Now we
Yes,
need
sir.
to assign it here. What are you going to do? You're going to click on the color palette here. Okay, and then you're going to go onto the properties panel, and here you can see background images, and here you're going to click it. See, there is download.jpg. If you click at and if you click OK, see, now you have your image. Okay, you
Yes,
have to
sir.
do it. You have to change it in the properties panel to see your image. Okay, so you guys have got till here, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all good. Okay, so now we have actually basically completed the front end of our app. Okay, so our front end is actually completed. All the things are done here. Okay, so this is basically, we can actually improve how it should look, the color, the design, that you can change. But the basic functionality of what you're trying to achieve with the app is completely done here. Okay, so what you're going to do here, okay, I'm just going to tell you what the logic is behind the app. Okay, so in the app, what you're going to do is you want to draw something. Okay, so first, okay, so initially our color will be black. So black will be a basic color that you're going to do and you are going to get when you start drawing on the image. Okay, and if you want to change the color, okay, the line color, if you want to change them, what do? You go here onto the color palette and you click on some color. Okay, and then you need to press on color to initiate that color. Okay, and then if you draw on this the drawing area, what you'll get that color. Okay, you can draw lines with that color. Okay, so that is what you're trying to do. And if you don't like it, you can clear it. If you want, you can save it. And if you want to see that image again, you can load it. Okay, guys, but how can you save this? Is there any, we need to assign something, a storage element for saving this, right? That is where you go. See, even that is also present in the MIT App Inventor. Okay, where do you find them? Go to your palette panel, then you can see your storage. Okay, if you go down, you can see storage. Here you can see there are different, storage method. Okay, here we are actually going for TinyDB. Okay, that is the storage method you're going to do. You're going to drag that, you're just going to drop it. Okay, see, I hope you guys are familiar with the, the concept of non-visible components, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's not going to, it's not visible on your,
So
app.
where did you drag and drop it?
You can drop it anywhere in the screen. It won't be visible inside the screen anyway. Okay, you can only
Okay,
see it just down at the bottom. Okay, it doesn't
okay,
matter
sir.
where you drop it. Okay, so what is this? We're actually providing the app a storage space. Okay, where you can store your drawing. Okay, that is what we're doing with TinyDB. Okay, that is a storage element. Okay, see, this is not a very big storage element. You can't keep a lot of images. Okay, this is for just for explanation, right? So this is a very small storage space. Okay, we just we can only store like one drawing here for now. Okay, we can improve on it, but for now, this is the thing that we're going with because it's easier. Okay, so now we have actually completed the basic front end of our app. Now we are going to do our programming end. Okay, so for that, you guys remember, right? You're going to click on blocks. Blocks is the part where you're going to click on. Okay, so now we have come to your coding area. Okay, so here in the blocks panel, you can see, okay, there are different functions. Okay, program functions here. And then if you scroll down, you can see there are the elements that is in your front end of your app. Okay, so sorry. So these are these elements that are in your front end, okay, of your app. Okay, you have your drawing area, you have your buttons, you have your color panels, you have your TinyDB storage elements. Okay, so these are all the things that is there. Okay, now first what you're going to do, okay, what is the first thing that you do when you enter your app? You want to draw. Okay, so what you're going to do, you have, with your finger, you're going to drag, you're going to drag on your drawing area. Okay, so basically you're going to click on the canvas. Okay, you're going to click on canvas. Okay, so you have a lot of functions here. Okay, so what is the function that you want? You want the drag function because you're going to drag on the drawing screen for it to draw. Okay, so you're going to click on the drag function and you're going to paste it here. Okay, you got this? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now once you have done that, what you need to do, you need to see when you start doing them, when you start dragging on the screen, you need to call on the draw line. Okay, you need some lines on the screen, right? So for that, you're going to click on canvas again. Okay, and come to this purple functions. Okay, so you can see, right, here you can see that, see, there is this function called draw line. So this is the function call canvas one draw line. Okay, that is the function that we are going to need. So you're going to click here and you're going to drop it inside the main function. Okay, see, there are many other functions here. Okay, if you want to draw a circle, a perfect circle, okay, see, you can have draw circle. Okay, so draw an arc. Okay, that is also possible. But here we are just drawing some random lines. It does not have any particular dimensions. So that is why we are using draw line. Okay, so if you want draw
Sir,
shapes, that is all possible. Yeah, tell me.
so after dragging the first block, that is when canvas one dragged,
Yeah,
what should we do next?
click on the canvas again. Okay, so we click on the same canvas again and scroll down.
Yes.
Okay, now you have it here. You scroll down. You will
Okay, sir.
see one, two, three, four. Fourth one. I'm guessing it's a fourth one. Call canvas dot draw line. You got it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, now click and drag and drop it here. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so now we're having this function inside the main function when you drag it. Now what you're going to do is you need to give some values. Okay, there are some values here you're going to give it. Okay, so you can click on here and you can give this get x value, and then you can click on y and you can give get y value. I'm going to explain what this is in later. I'll tell you guys. Okay, just give these values. Okay, go to current x value and just get the get x value and then get y value. Okay, so what did you do? You go to previous x, you got the get x function, and you drop it on the x1, and then you go to previous y, get y, and you drop it on the y1, and then when you went to current x, you got this. Ayyo, yeah, you went to current x, and you got the get x current x function, and then y, and you went and you got the other one. Okay, so you guys got till here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is
Yes,
basically this is yeah. So this is what you're trying. Basically, this function is telling is it's trying to get the position of the line, the previous line and the current line. Okay, it's actually getting the values. Okay, it's actually see when you start dragging on the screen, the function is actually getting the values of what points, the points where you started dragging. Okay, so these are getting the x values and y values, the coordinate values. Okay, so basically our screen is there is x and y coordinates, right? So basically what these x and y values are, it's actually giving these values where you started clicking and where it is moving. Okay, so basically that is what is happening here. Okay, now once you have done that, the next thing you're going to do is see your drawing area is over now. Okay, over for now. Now you're going to do the color. You need to pick the color. How you're going to do that? Okay, so you're going to your color palette. Okay, so you guys have your color palette here. Okay, so once you have your color palette, see you're not dragging here. Okay, you're just touching on which color you want, and you have to pick that color. So for that function, you're going here. There is a function when color palette is touched, dot touched. Okay, so that is the function that you did. You're going to click it and you're going to drop it here. Okay, so this is the function that you need. Okay, so what you're going to do is when you click on any color that you want, you're going to set the button color. Okay, the color button. Okay, I'm just going to show it here. So when you click on any color here, the button color, right, the background color of this color button should change to whatever color you picked. That is what you're trying to do. Okay, so for that, what do you need? You need to set the background color of color button. Okay, I'll just show you guys what you're doing. Okay, you go to the color button here, and you're going to set the background color. Okay, just search for the back. See, if you can't get what you're trying to looking for, just click on any set value and you drop it here. Sorry, you just drop it here, and what you're going to do is you're going to click. There's a list here, and you're going to select on color background color. Okay, and yeah. So you got to hear, right? What you're trying to do when you click on any color that you want, you are going to assign that color to the background color of the color button. Okay.
So can you show one more time?
Sure. I'm just going to drop this here. What you're going to do now, you have your color palette function. Now you need to change the color button. Okay, with a color that you picked out. Okay, so for that you need to go to the button panel, and in that your color button. Okay, you click on the button here, the color button, and then you're going to search for set color background color. Okay, so you have to search for it. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, yeah, it's in the first one. See, color background color. Okay, you're going to drag and drop it here. Okay, you guys got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what you're going to do, you're going to go back to color palette. Okay, and you're going to go down. Okay, I'll tell you this part. I'll tell you after you just go do with me, and I'll explain you this part. Okay, so go to the color palette. Okay, we said as color palette, and you scroll down. Okay, and here you can see get pixel color. So this is the function that we are looking for, get pixel color. Okay, so you're going to click this and you're going to paste it here. Okay, now okay, and the last part you need to do is you're going to provide the x and y values. You're going to get x, and then you're going to get y. Okay, now I'll explain this part. Okay, so what is basically happening is that when you click on any color, when you click on any point, here in the color, right? Wait. Okay, when you click on any values here, okay, what is going to happen is that the program, right, it's going to select, you're going to get the value. Okay, you're going to get the position first, that is the x and y. You're going to get the position, and this function called the color palette get pixel color, right, that function, right, it is actually going to pick the color of that pixel where you touched. Okay, and so now you got the color. Okay, and you are assigning that color to the color button. Okay, that is what you say, set color background to the color of the pixel that you touched. Okay, so that is what is basically happening in this function. Okay, so that is the color palette function. So first you're going to get the coordinates of the point where you touched. Okay, in the color palette. Okay, and then the function is going to pick out what is the color that you've touched, and they are going to send that color to the color button, and you're going to assign it to the background of the color button. Okay, so that is what is happening. Any doubts?
No, sir.
You guys understood?
No, sir.
Okay, good. So now that is done, you have assigned, programmed for the canvas, and you have programmed for the color palette. Now you need to assign programs for the buttons. Okay, you need to assign what the button should do. Yeah, tell me, Anaka.
No, sir. Nothing, sir.
You got all clear?
Sir. Yes, sir.
You guys have any? See, if you guys have not following, if you're not understanding how that function works, please ask me. Okay, it's totally fine. Okay. So now, can I move on? Yeah, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So what you're going to do now is you're going to assign values for all the buttons. You're going to assign what buttons are going to do. Okay, so for that, first you're going to click on the color button. Okay, so basically first what you're going to do, you're going to basically click on the color button, right? That is the first function that you're going to do on your app, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to take this function, okay, which says when color is clicked, when the color button is clicked, okay, you're going to click and drop it here. Okay, so that is the first thing that you're going to do. So when that color button is clicked, okay, what is going to happen? Okay, what is the thing that you're going to happen? You need to change the color of the line that you're drawing, right? So basically, when you click on the color button, you need to change the color of the line with which you are doodling, right? So that is what you're going to change. So for that, you're going to click on canvas. You're going to click on canvas, and you're going to scroll down, way down, where it says paint color. Okay, so paint color is yeah. Okay, if you scroll down, you will see that set canvas paint color. Okay, this is the function that you need. You're going to pick it and you're going to drop it here. Drop it here. Okay. Oh, are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah, so now the next part is, okay, we are going to I'm just going to do this part also, the next part also, then I'll explain to you. Now what you're going to do, you are going to the color button. Okay, you're going to the color, you are going to click on the color button, and then you need to set some value. Okay, what is the value? You're going to set the background color. Okay, let me just search for, okay, yeah, so we are going to take this function, color background. Okay, we are going to click on this value, and you're going to paste it here. Okay, now I'm going to explain what this means. Okay, you guys got till here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now what is happening is that, see, once you, in the color palette, once you, clicked on any color you want, what is happening? The background color of the color button is going to change. That is the first thing that is going to happen. Then when you click on the color button, that background color, okay, the color button's background color is going to get assigned to the canvas paint color. Okay, so that is the you're assigning that background color of the color button to the color of the lines that you're going to draw. So that is what you're basically doing when you click on the color button. Okay, you'll understand more when you start doing this. Okay, hope you guys are all installed the MIT App Inventor, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. So you'll
Yes,
do
teacher.
once you start doing this, you'll understand it even better. Okay, so once you have done this, okay, so let's move on. Okay, so what is the next button here? You're going to click on clear. Okay, so clear is the next button. So for that, it's the same thing. First, you need to click on it. Okay, so once you click on it, that is the first thing. The second thing is that what is happening here? You want to set, once you press the clear button, you want the canvas to be the the plain background, right? You want the background to be before you started doodling. Okay, clear background. That is what you want. So you're going to set the background image. Okay, for that you're going to click on canvas. You're going to click on canvas, you're going to scroll down, and you're going to get this function. Okay, so set canvas background image. That is what you're going to click on. You're going to click and you're going to paste it here. Okay, so this is one more step is that, and then I'll explain it to you. Okay, now what you're going to do, you're going to click on the canvas again. Okay, and you're going to set the you're going to need canvas background color, the first one. Okay, click on canvas background color and you're going to put it here. So this is basically it. You're going to do this. Okay, now what does this mean? Okay, so when you click clear, what is happening is that your the canvas background color, right? What was the background color? I'll tell you what is it. Okay, if you go to the designer and if you click on the canvas here, see the default background color. The default color is white. Okay, so white is your default color. Okay, so what is happening here? You're actually calling that white, you're taking that white color and you're setting it to the background image of your canvas when you click clear. Okay, so that is actually resetting the image. That is what you're basically trying to do when you click on clear. Okay, hope you guys understood. That's a very simple, right? It's very simple,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay. So once you have done that, so that button is also done. Okay, now what you're going to do, you need to you're going to save it. Okay, first part you're going to save it, then you'll do the loading part. Okay, you're going to click on save. Okay, so first part is the same for all the buttons. You need to have the when save is click function. Okay, so only when you start to click on it, the function will activate. Okay, so you have the click function, and then what you're going to do is you're going to set the background image. Okay, for that, okay, sir, when you click on the save, right, you need to save this image somewhere. Okay, so that is why we are going to save it. Okay, so for that, what was the function, what was the element that we used? What was the element that we used for saving?
TinyDB.
TinyDB. So we have TinyDB here. Okay, so you're going to click on TinyDB, and what you're going to do is you're going to get this value, this function, store value. Okay, so you're going to click on store value and you're going to place it inside the function. Okay, I'll tell you in detail about this later on. Okay, and one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more thing. Okay, now what you need to do is click on canvas. Okay, and I want you to scroll down, way down. Okay, and here you can see on the second last you can see call canvas save as. Okay, so I want you to
Sir,
click. Yeah.
after when save, click. After that, what should we do?
Yeah, after that, see, after you need to save this, right? You need to save the image. Where do you save? We have a storage element here, that is TinyDB. So you click
Yes.
on TinyDB and you can see, you scroll down, you see it here, called TinyDB store value. Okay, so this is the,
Sir,
yeah.
sir, when I clicked on TinyDB, it is saying that an internal error has occurred. Report a bug.
Okay. You took the TinyDB from here, right? Let me just say, let me go back here. So from the storage, you took this one, right? TinyDB.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is new. Just refresh your page. Just try refreshing your page,
Mm, yes, sir.
and then try it again. Try clicking on TinyDB, and
1 minute, sir.
guys, everyone else, did you guys get it? Is it
Yes, sir, I got it.
okay?
Now it came, sir.
Okay, fine, good. Okay, so you got this function, right?
Which function, sir?
store. So you're going to click on this and you're going to get call tinydb1 store value tag and store value. Okay, this is the function that you need. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is what you're going to get. Okay, now that is done. You guys are going to do one more thing. You're going to click on canvas. Okay, and if you scroll way down, you're going to see this function here. Okay, save as function. Okay, call canvas one save as. You're going to take this and you're going to paste it here on the value to store. Okay. Now I'll explain what this means. Okay, once you have done this, just tell me if you guys have done till here.
Yes, sir. I'm done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what you're going to do, I'll explain what is happening. See, when you click save, what is happening is that you are going to call the canvas. Okay, you're going to, whatever the drawing is inside your canvas, whatever data is in your canvas, it is going to save it. Okay, and you're going to save it as a file name. You're going to give that picture that you drew. You're going to give a file name. For giving it a file name, you're going up at the built-in thing, and you're going to go to text. Okay, so if you scroll up, you can see, right, this is a character function, a string function. Okay, so you're going to place it here and going to give that name as maybe I'll just give it pic dot png. Okay, so this is a picture. Okay, so this is I'm giving the file name as picture. And what is happening is that when you click on save, right, the image that is on your the drawing area, it is going to save it as the name pic.png, and you're going to save it where the value is going to get stored. Value to store, that value is being stored in this storage element called tinydb. Okay, so that is what is basically happening, and you're going to give a tag name. Okay, so whenever you want to call back this information, you're going to just ask for that tag name. Okay, so for that, again, you're going to click on text and you're going to, okay, 1 minute. You're going to click on text and you're going to take the string function. Okay, you're going to drag it here and just give another name. Okay, say, okay, I'll just give it as pic itself. Okay, pic. This is a tag name. Okay, you're just assigning that data, that stored data's name as pic. That is what you're doing. Okay. Have you guys reached till here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now that is done. Now you have saved it. Okay. Now then what happens if you just cleared your screen? Now you want to load it back. You want to load the doodle that you have done before. For that, you're going to click on load function, load button. Okay. So first thing first, you're going to click and drag and drop the when load click is the load click function. Okay. So once you did that, what you're going to do is you need to set the background. See, when you load it, you want to change the background image of the drawing area back to what you drew, right? Whatever you saved, that is the thing that you want to show, right? So what I want to go to canvas. Okay, you're going to go to canvas and you're going to scroll down where you're going to take set background image. Okay, you're going to take the set background image, and one more thing, I'll just do this part. Okay, follow me and do this part and I'll explain to you after you have done this. Okay, and you're going to go to tinydb, and here you're going to get this function. Okay, you're going to get value, dot get value. That is the function that you're going to do. You're going to click on this and you're going to paste it here. Okay, and now I'll explain. Okay, once you've done till here, just give me a yes so I can explain this part. This is the final part. Our program is almost over.
Yes, sir. I'm done. Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
what you're
sir.
going to do now is, see, when you click on the load function, the image, right, our image has been saved in the tinydb element. Okay, and when you click on the load function, see that background image, right, the information in this tinydb is called to, and it's set as the background image. Okay, what was the background? Which background image? The canvas background image. So if the background is clear, if you click on the load function, what is happening is you are going to load the image that was saved in your tinydb. Okay, that is what is happening here. See, in order to call the saved image, we gave a tag name here, right? Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to just duplicate it. Okay, either you can duplicate the this function here, the string function here, or you can go to the text and you can drag and drop it here, then rename it as pick. Okay, if you want to rename duplicate it, right click it, and you will have duplicate here. Okay, so why do I give this tag name? Because I'm telling the TinyDB that the pick with the name, tag name pick is the, the data that I want to show it on my canvas. Okay, so that is the reason why we use the pick, the tag name. Okay, so after you have done this, you have basically covered all the programming. Okay, so basically you have done your programming. Okay, see, now it might, after you have done this, it might look, very lengthy and all, but it was very simple, right? It was basically, explaining all the function. You understood what is happening here, right? Any doubts
Yes,
here?
sir.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is basically your program. The programming part is actually done. Okay, now what you can do is you can go back to your design part. Okay, here, and then if go to your take your smartphones out. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on connect. Okay, click on connect, and you can actually do one thing. You can do two things. You can actually try out different ways. Either you can go to the build option and you can download the APK file. Okay, you guys know about the downloading part, right? Downloading the APK file, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, you can do that. Otherwise, what you can do is you can go to connect and you can click on AI companion. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your AI companion. Okay, well, you're going to go to your MIT App Inventor. Okay, the app that you have here. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to scan QR code. You're going to scan the QR code. Okay, so once you scan the QR code, you're going to get this bar. Okay, loading bar. Okay, so just wait for the loading part to complete. And what is the advantage of this is that you don't need to download your app every time to check whether your app is working. Okay, you can actually check it while it's still in the building phase. Okay, you can test it out. If it's something is not working perfectly, you don't need to download it, right? You can just test it out. Okay, so that is the reason. See, okay, let me just stop sharing so I
Sir, it
can.
came for me.
Yeah, good, good. So, yeah. So you guys can see, right? It's too bright.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, so this is our app basically. So once you start drawing on this, see, it's basically black lines. Okay, if I want a different line, okay, if I want a different line, I'm going to pick any color. If I go into touch on any color, see what is happening. The background of the color button is also changing. Okay, so if I take green, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the color button. Okay, now it has assigned that color value to the lines. Now if I draw on it, it's going to be uh, the green color for the lines. So that is what is going to happen here. Okay, so guys, see, do you guys feel like the lines are very too thin? Is it too
Yes,
thin?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Two things.
So too thin. Okay, let me do. Okay, I'll show you something else you can do here. Okay, what you can do is uh, okay, a minute. So go back to your app, okay, MIT App Inventor, and go to the blocks. Okay, go to the blocks, and what I want you to do is uh, here in this canvas, right? Okay, the first block that you did, that is the canvas. I want you to do something else. Okay, click on canvas, and I want you to click on go down here. Okay, select any set values. Okay, any set values and place it here, place it below the call function. Okay, and what I want you to do is I want to search for line width. That is the term that I'm looking for, line width. Okay, so I want to set my canvas line width. Okay, I'm going to give some value. To give a value, I'm going to go here in built-in function. I'm going to click on math. I'm going to click on math and I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to get this function. Okay, I'm just going to drag and drop it here and I'm going to give it like 2. Okay, the companion got disconnected, that's fine. Okay, I'm just going to give the value 2. Okay, have you guys done till here?
Yes,
So
sir.
actually, it wasn't loading for me. I tried twice, but then it says IP address error.
Okay, you are having a iOS, right? Maybe
Yeah,
sometimes
iPhone.
it's difficult for sometimes the iOS and
Yeah,
all.
last class also I had an issue.
Yeah, it has an issue. It will be having some issues when you do iOS because the security feature is a bit more higher. Okay, that is the reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, have you guys done till this part? Have you done the
Sir,
first
from where did you get to?
2? See, yeah, 2. See, I am going to give a math function. Okay, for the go to the built-in and go to the math. You click on math and you scroll up on the first one. The first one, you're going to click the first function. Okay, you're going to drag and drop it. See, it was 0 there. Okay, change it to 2. Now go back
Okay,
and
sir.
try it again. Now go back and try it again. Now go back, go to connect AI companion. Okay, and then try connecting it. Okay, it's going to take, she's going to going to see a loading bar. Okay, see, now if I do this, my, okay, it's too
It's a
bright.
little bit thicker.
Thicker. It's more thicker. See, if you, now what is happening here, you can actually tweak the values. Okay, you can adjust the numbers, if you want a thicker line width or a thinner line width. Okay, so that is, see, now I have a more thicker line width. If I want to change my color, I'll just click on any color I want. I'll click on color, then my color changes. Okay, I'll press a darker color. Okay. If I want to clear, if I want
So
to,
in my laptop it said AI companion got
yeah.
disconnected. So
That's fine. If that happens, you do connect. You have to do the process again. You have to go to connect
okay.
and click on air. See, what is that? Is instead of downloading it each time, you are just download. You are just mirroring it and testing out your app without downloading it every single time. That is the reason. That is the
Yes.
advantage. Okay.
Okay,
And
sir.
then if I want to clear it, I can clear it. Okay. And then if I drew this, I like what I draw. Okay, I could save it. Okay, and even if I clear it, if I want to load back my image, I just click on load and it will load back. Okay, so basically that is the app. Okay, that is the Doodle app that we have done. Hope you guys understood. Is it working for
Yes,
you guys
sir.
all? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
1 minute, sir. It is processing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it might take some time. Sometimes it takes time. It's fine. Okay. So guys, so can you see with the ideas, right? You guys have the tools now, right? So can you guys make another app using your this MIT App Inventor? All you need is your idea. Idea is the only thing that you are required. The rest, with the idea, you can actually build all the app that you need. Okay. So guys, do you think the MIT App Inventor is a good platform?
Yes, sir. Like
Yes,
especially
sir.
for beginners.
Yeah, it's easier, right? It's very easy to learn something and it's easy to test it out. It's very simple one, right? It's a very drag and drop method, so you don't have to know a lot of code. It's just basic logic. Okay, so guys, can you use the MIT App Inventor to help your families and friends? Can you come up with apps? Can you create apps that helps? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we have learned how to create a doodling app. Okay, so we have learned now how all things that we need to consider while creating an app. We need to be attractive. We need to be user friendly. You need to be captivate. Okay, so people should be interested in your app. Okay, so these are some of the things as I've told you in the earlier sessions, right? So when you create an app, these are some of the few points that you have to create. Remember, okay. So what I did here is just a basic app. Okay, you can actually improve on this. You can give more designs, more colors, more backgrounds to make it more attractive. Okay, so that all things they can do later on. Okay, so once you have done the basic framework. Okay, so guys, your home activity will be to give some more enhance the app. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Give some titles, give some more background pictures, change the colors of these buttons. Okay, you can make it better. Okay, so that is your home activity, and okay, and you can share it with your teacher. Okay. So guys, about the future scope. This is the last part. It's already late. Okay. So the future ideas. Okay. In app technology. Okay. So we have AR and VR. Hope you guys all understood and know what is AR and VR. Okay. It's augmented
Yes, sir.
reality and virtual reality. Okay. Augmented reality is a app, right? There's a game, right? Pokemon Go. Have you guys heard about it?
Yes,
So
sir.
it uses augmented reality. Okay, so these are some of the future scope, and there's a lot of advantages of using VR and AR in gaming and developing, gaming industries and all. Okay, so with virtual reality, right, you can actually visit the entire world by just sitting at home. Okay, you don't need to go out. Okay, you can see the entire world through your virtual reality. Okay, and then nowadays there are a lot of smart watches, wearables, and these lenses, HoloLens. Okay, so these are they are using these VR and AR technology. That gives you you can actually include indulge yourself in a virtual world as well as in a real world itself. Okay, so there are a lot of opportunities for when developers. Okay, so there is only your limit. Imagination is the only limitation that you have. Okay, so there are technologies, there are opportunities, and there's an opportunity for you to make money too. Okay, so as a business. Okay, so these are some of the future ideas about these apps. Okay, so hope you guys all understood about today's app. Hope you learned about some, how to make an app. What are the business ideas about making an app? Okay, so hope you learned something new. Okay, thank you for the thank you for today's session, and see you guys in the next one. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
The recording
Thank you,
has
sir.
Thank you,
stopped.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Long time, right? It took more than I expected. Okay, sorry guys. You guys have any other activities after this, right? You don't have any other activities, right? Okay.
Sir, we have a test right now at
Yes,
7 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, but no, not at this moment. Okay, see. I thought I would finish it off within 15 minutes past 5, right? But I was not able to do that. Okay, so I was a
Yes, sir.
bit sad about that. Okay, sorry guys if I have taken some of your other times. Okay. So I hope you guys learned something new here. Learned how to do the. You guys see basically what I was trying to do with this is that you learn the different features of that MIT App Inventor. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So once you know the tool, you can come up with your own designs. Okay. So guys, bye. So now I think from next session onwards, Shashwat will be taking. Okay. So
Yes,
bye
sir.
guys. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.